Good morning, YouTube. This morning's project, it's been long overdue. I had a Woodford freezeless water faucet model 17 valve on the front of my house that just quit working. The handle would spin in, spin out, it just had nothing. No water had come out. No apparent reason for that occurring. It just did one day. So here's what I'm talking about. Here's the type of freezeless faucet. It's right here in my wall. And so I've watched a lot of videos, and they just show you how to, take the little packing nut out of there, take the packing out, and then put the handle back on, and then thread the thing out. Well, the problem was that the splined rod, it'll focus there, had come out of that part inside the wall. So it's, that deep in there, really hard to see in there. I had to get a bright flashlight, shine it back in there, try and see the splines. They were very hard to see because my attempt was going to be to, line it up, drive it back in there, and then unthread it to get that packing out of there. And since no water was coming out, I turned the water on to provide a little pressure in case I got that to start unthreading it. It helped push it out. And I tried and tried. I marked a line on the, let's see where it's at here, because I turned this around. It kind of rubbed off. I had marked a line with a Sharpie on top of this to line up the center spline. That way, what I could see in the hole, I thought I had an idea of how the splines were clocked, so I was trying to get that lined up, and it just wasn't working. And I don't know if you can tell, but I have this backwards at this point. So the splines, probably can't pull it apart real easy right now. Let me pause this for a second and see if I can, so I can show you what's going on. But the splines on this end, on the handle end, are a little longer, and they have a little taper to them. So I was unsuccessful driving in the more flat end. So I turned it around and, looked with the flashlight in there, held the shaft out at the end with some needle nose vice grips, because you got to hold it as far out as possible, and then lined it up, tapped it in. Could tell it started going in, so I kept hammering, got it in there, then used the vice grips to turn the valve and start backing it out. And I heard the little water start to come out, so I knew I was in there. It was working. Let me pause this though and see if I could take that apart and show you what I'm talking about on the difference in the ends. Okay, so took that apart. So this is the end that's kind of having trouble focusing here. Focus. Change the background. Let's see if it'll do it better. So that end, really stubby. That's the one that goes in the valve deep inside. The other end, longer splines, and they have a little beveled edge to them, little taper. So that's why I decided to turn it around, because this end is more squared off, and it was just not lining up and driving in. This gave it a little play that as I turned slightly with the vice grips and hammered, I felt it slide into place. And then I was able to pull the whole, this off the vice grips. I just used to knock it off the end of the thing. So I was able to feel that this thing was coming out of there. It was unthreading. The thread's on the inside of that. So you had to unthread from inside the wall. And got that backed out, and I have another one that I will be installing now. There's plenty of videos on, when they just pull apart and reinstall, but I didn't find any on, separation of this part back in the wall. And that's what happened. Just came out of there, pulled out. There's like must be kind of a little bit of a crimp fit to that thing, and it just decided it didn't want to play nice and stay in there anymore. But I got her out, and we'll put a new one in. Hopefully this helps somebody, because I did not find any videos that showed it showed this kind of repair on them, this in depth. Yep, have a good day, everyone.